Have you ever just felt stuck? Like there are these invisible weights holding you back? We all recite Surahs Al-Falaq and An-Nas, usually for protection. But what if I told you there's so much more than just prayers? What if they're actually a detailed map, a blueprint for real, deep personal transformation? That's exactly what we're going to dive into.
I mean, really think about it for a second. We all have them, right? Those little whispers of doubt, the pressure from the outside world, those shadows of uncertainty. Well, this is the start of a journey. We're going to see how the final 2 chapters of the Quran give us a super practical guide to face down those exact shadows and whispers, whether they're coming from out there or from inside here.
All right, so to start this journey, we got to get to know our tools. And these 2 surahs, they're so important, they actually have a special name when they're together, the Mu'awwidhatayn. Just think of them as our shield and our map for everything we're going to talk about.
So what does Mu'awwidhatayn even mean? It literally translates to the 2 protectors. But, and this is key, this isn't about hiding behind a shield. It's not passive. It's about learning a posture, a stance of real strength. It teaches you how to stand tall and aware, ready for whatever life throws at you, whether it's an external problem or one of those battles happening inside your own head.
Okay, now this is the key that unlocks the whole thing. Both surahs kick off with this powerful command. Say, I seek refuge. And at first, that might sound like weakness, right? But it's the total opposite. Acknowledging that we can't do it all and connecting to the ultimate source of strength, that's pure liberation. It's the moment you realize, hey, I don't have to carry all this by myself.
So let's grab that first shield, Surah Al-Falaq, and see how it works. This leg of the journey is all about handling the stuff on the outside. The external challenges, the shadows that pop up in our day-to-day world.
Right off the bat, the surah has us seek refuge from the evil of created things. I mean, wow, that's a huge, all-encompassing idea, isn't it? It covers pretty much everything. But the message here isn't to be scared of the world. It's to be smart, to be aware, but to put your ultimate trust in the creator of it all. It's this perfect balance between being cautious and having unshakable faith.
Okay, next up, we're seeking refuge from the evil of darkness when it settles. And no, we're not just talking about when the sun goes down. Think bigger. This is about the darkness of not knowing, the darkness of injustice, that feeling of being completely lost in uncertainty. The Quranic way to deal with that kind of darkness? You fight it with light, the light of knowledge, of clarity, of real insight.
And then the surah hits on something so deeply human and honestly so poisonous: envy. It is such a destructive force for everyone involved. But check out the strategy here. It's not about clapping back or getting envious yourself. Nope. The move is to seek refuge in God, to shield your own heart, and just refuse to let that toxic energy even plant a seed.
But here's the thing. You can build all the walls you want against the outside world, but we all know some of the toughest battles, the most stubborn shadows, they come from inside, don't they? And that's exactly why our journey doesn't stop with Al-Falaq. Surah An-Nas is where we go deeper. We turn inward to that much trickier battlefield, our own mind. This is where we learn how to silence those internal whispers.
So what exactly is this enemy inside? The Quran gives it a name, the slinking whisperer. And this is a game changer because it's not just saying, oh, that's your negative self-talk. It's identifying an external source of these whispers, of doubt, of despair, of pride that's trying to get into your head. And just realizing that not every single negative thought is yours, wow, that is the first massive step to taking back control. So how do we fight back? Well, Surah An-Nas hands us this incredible 3-layered shield. It's amazing. First, we seek refuge in our Rabb, the Lord who cares for us and helps us grow. This one is perfect for knocking out those whispers that tell you you're not good enough. Then we turn to our Malik, the absolute sovereign, the king of everything. This one shuts down any whispers telling you you're helpless or powerless. And finally, we anchor ourselves in our Ilah, the one true God, the only one worthy of our devotion. This protects us from all the distractions and temptations trying to pull us away. See? Each name is like a custom-made defense for our biggest fear.
Okay, so we've got the concepts, we've got the shields, we know what we're up against, but how do we actually put this into practice, like day to day? Well, that's what's next. We're getting into the practical, actionable roadmap. We're going to break it all down into a super clear 4-step guide. Let's walk through it. Step 1 is just diagnosis and awareness. You got to be honest and pinpoint what those external threats and internal whispers actually are. Step 2, activate your refuge. Yeah, through prayer and remembrance, for sure, but also through physical action. Sometimes seeking refuge means literally getting up and leaving a bad situation. Step 3, turn the negative into a positive. Instead of feeling envy, you actively make a prayer for that person. You fight whispers of doubt with solid knowledge. It's an active transformation. And finally, step 4, embody those divine attributes. Really let it sink in that you have a Lord who sustains you, a sovereign who protects you, and a God who guides you. That's where real peace and strength come from.
So, after all this work, facing down the shadows outside, silencing the whispers inside, where does that leave us? What's the destination? Well, we arrive at the door to serenity. And this isn't just a quick, happy feeling that comes and goes. We're talking about a genuine state of being. This is the goal of the whole journey.
And this right here is what that person looks like. This is the portrait of the Quranic insana, the Quranic person. It's the individual who has walked this path and has found that deep inner peace and unshakable strength. This ideal is all about being centered, being enlightened, and drawing all of your power from that divine connection. So when you boil it all down, it leads to this incredible state of being. The person who really internalizes the lessons of these 2 surahs is both protected from the outside and totally liberated on the inside. Think about that. You're shielded, but you're also free. You're cautious and aware, but you're deeply, truly at peace.
Look, this whole journey we've just talked about, from awareness all the way to action, it's a blueprint. It's a guide to building your own fortress of serenity. And it's not a one-time thing. You build it brick by brick, prayer by prayer, one conscious choice at a time. So really, the only question left for you is, where are you going to start building today?